Guys, William here at Junie Lion Williams Adventures. And I wanted to talk a little bit about after being here in the Philippines, living for a year and a half, what's my observations in the difference in the culture of the US and the Philippines. That's what we're going to talk about, guys, for a little while. My observations of the differences between the Philippines and the US. We'll talk about that for a few minutes, guys, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Hey guys, welcome back to Junie Live and Williams Adventure. I'm William. We appreciate you watching our videos. We appreciate all our subscribers and viewers, and of course our channel members. But we came back today and we're going to make a very short video. It's just I wanted to answer a few of our subscribers about a question being, they said, William, what's your observations, the differences between the U.S. and the Philippines after living there for over a year and a half? And that's why I want to talk about my observations in the two different cultures after being here for a year and a half. We'll just say one, two, three things, I think, and that will describe some of my observations. Number one, I would say, this has got to be the friendliest country that I've ever been in. I was in Canada, and I've been a lot of places in the United States, and even sometimes down south in different parts of the United States. It's such a big country that it seems like you're in different country in different states that you go to. It's that big. But I remember down south in Tennessee and Virginia in the 80s and 70s, and I remember how friendly, how warm and open they were when you came to visit their state. The food so delicious, and once you crossed the Mason-Dixon line, and just the friendliness of the people. Being a person that was from Philadelphia, and I was from up north, and I would be taken back by the friendliness of the people down south. And that was back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Of course, it's different in the U.S. now because of the political climate. But one of the things I would say that strikes you when you get off the plane to the Philippines, and this is my opinion, my observations, guys, the friendliness of the people. From the time you get on the plane, the stewardesses on Philippine Airlines, the cabin crew, just so friendly, so welcoming. And then more the same when you got off the plane. The mabuhay lifestyle, to live, I believe it means. Enjoy life, live, mabuhay. So that's one of the first observations, guys, that I got was it's a much friendlier lifestyle. I noticed that even when you walk down the street, I've seen drop dead gorgeous women. And I'm a married man, and I live with a beautiful woman every day that I'm married to, Junie Lee. But in walking down the street, I've observed drop dead gorgeous women. And you say good morning or mabuntak, which means good morning. And they speak to you guys. They say good morning. They say, how are you doing? And keep it moving. There's no attitudes. There's no I'm too good and I'm too beautiful to speak to you. None of that, guys. And that, to me, is an observation that I noticed just with the women. It's also a Catholic nation, which means it's predominantly a Christian nation. There are some Muslims here in some of the parts of some of the islands, but predominantly it's a Catholic nation, which is a Christian nation. And everybody has a belief in God, mostly. The bigger percentage have a belief in God. And that makes it a God-fearing nation, which the United States is supposed to be, and I know it was at one time, outwardly. Now that's still what they're saying, but I don't know if you see it every day in the streets. And don't get me wrong, guys, the United States is still a great nation. I'm a veteran, and I was in the military, and I love the United States. But that's one of my observations, is that it's also a God-fearing nation here in the Philippines. They do acknowledge God in their everyday life and in their everyday existence. So number one, they're very friendly. This is the difference that I've noticed. It seems like in the U.S. anymore, everything's a confrontation. Our political climate has turned into us against them. You know, everything seems to be either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. Political seesaw, back and forth. No conversation that you can come up with anybody. It always comes up to politics. And guess what, guys? There's a lot more to life than politics. So that's one of my observations. It's a less confrontational country. And the third thing that I wanted to talk about was that the people are non-aggressive, guys. Nobody's blowing their horn at you. Nobody's walking around or riding around angry. Now watch this. The people don't make a lot of money here. The average income is $300 to $400 or less, depending on your education, a month. You might have a college degree and make $400 US a month. So most people make less than that. And they work maybe 10-hour days. But yet they're polite. They're friendly. They're not aggressive, guys. They're non-confrontational. Nobody's waiting to fight you because you crossed the street in front of them or you came real close to the car. Nobody is doing road rage here, guys. My observation is that the United States, and that's where I'll talk about that because that's where I'm from, everything turned into aggression and high stress levels anymore in the U.S. And one of the things I've noticed in the year and a half here, my stress levels have went all the way down the stress meter, guys. My blood pressure has been really low, very good, since I've been in the Philippines because there's no aggression you're facing in the streets. People are very friendly and polite. People speak to each other. If you walk them, you don't have to know them to say, Marbuntak, we do say in Cebu here, which is good morning. And so, you know, it's just a much less aggressive style of living, guys, which brings your blood pressure down, which takes you off your pins and needles, off guard, as we have to be in the U.S. all the time, walking around, wonder did we offend someone? Who's upset today? Who's coming to work with an M16 and blow the place up because they're mad about what the boss said? There's none of that here, guys. And it reminds me of times back in the 70s and 80s when most people, and I'm not endorsing that, were smoking pot and they were less aggressive. Everything seems to be aggression now. There's mass shootings in the U.S. Every week we're hearing about mass shooting. There's not hearing about those things here, guys. So the people are friendly. It's not an aggressive society. Your stress levels are lower, which makes your health better here. My health has been better since I've been here a year and a half because I was able to just walk around and be myself. Nobody's talking about us against them and those kind of things, guys. And those are just some of my observations from living here in the Philippines. Some of you that are planning to come and relocate or transition to the Philippines, that'd be one of the hidden perks to being here, guys. Your health will more than likely get better if it's already, if your health is declining because of stress levels, your stress levels will go down once you're here a while because it's a non-aggressive society, guys. It's a non-aggressive society. The people are not aggressive. Nobody's looking to have a fight in the supermarket, guys, here. So these are just some of the things. My observations about the difference in the U.S. and the Philippines is that the people are friendly, very friendly. People speak to you guys, actually. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, with a smile on their face. The beautiful women that are walking around, they don't have an attitude and look like you're too good. They're too good for them to speak to you. Or they're doing you a favor if they say good morning. It's not here, guys. So remember, guys, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Those of you that would give us a super chat, give us a super chat, guys. Help us to continue to put out good content that we could help those that are trying to transition, or you just like watching about another country. You're not planning on coming here, but you like to watch the adventures that Junie Lee and I take. So those are some of my observations. I'm not going to make this a long video, guys. But to live in a non-aggressive society, pays dividends, guys. And coming from an aggressive society, I can feel the difference, guys, of the lack of aggression of the people and the friendliness of the people here in the Philippines. They're very welcoming to foreigners, to tourists. So that's my take, guys. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. And I'll see you next time, guys, here at Junilai and Williams Adventures with something else. Till then, remember, enjoy every day because tomorrow's not promised. See you next time, guys.